Hello, friends. Woo! I tell you what, it's Julie Hedges here, and I am, I'm just happy to be on. We've had some technical difficulties, trying to get the broadcast, set up for Chris to be on too. That was our goal, using the Be Live platform. The cameras were not syncing up with the Be Live program and then with Chrome. So that's why I'm on just as myself and not through that special link that was sent through email. So I apologize for that. We've got a couple folks on. I see Rochelle is on. She's one of my pals from Star Nations. And I see Eve is on. And there's somebody else in also there. And if you would like to go ahead and tell the other folks to come on. Hello, Miss Rochelle. To come on to the Cosmic Conversations page through Facebook, and we are going to drum tonight. What Chris and I will do, Chris Hobson, we wanted to do this together, right? She wanted to share her wonderful drum energy, and she had this beautiful drum, which of course was part of the invite that was sent out, right? The picture of this lovely drum, and wanted to really share that deep, rich sound tonight. But, you know, I tell you what, I'm not a techie person. I did try to get some help from a producer friend of mine who is part of Star Nations, and we tried to get everything synced up. And what happens with the events like what we were trying to do through Be Live, if a certain amount of time passes and you don't get the broadcast started, then it's like poof, it disappears. So it times out is what they say. So that's what happened as we were trying to take care of all the technical things and get booted up. It was taking a little bit too long, and so therefore the broadcast timed out. But Chris said that she is going to find us on Facebook here, going to be live, and so keep those comments coming. Get your drums. Oh, thank you, Rochelle. Shared and grounded. That's good stuff. Grab some water, because when we drum, it goes all through your system. And because we're getting started a little bit late, I'm going to be respectful of your time tonight. You were waiting so patiently for us to go live, and we had some technical difficulties. So we're going to try to keep to the same time. So it's about 40 minutes or so of us being together, because I do want to be respectful of your time. And I promise that Chris and I are going to work out our technical things so that we can both come together with you. So first thing I want to do is to light some wonderful sage. This is real South Dakota sage. And speaking of South Dakota sage, I'm lighting it right now. My dear friend and mentor, ooh, that's a lot. My dear friend and mentor, Fred Corbett, can you see that? Ooh, it's really burning. My dear friend and mentor, Fred Corbett. Hi, Rob. Thank you. Just thank you so much for your help. I'm sorry that we didn't get to do what we wanted to do tonight. Here's some sage. I hope you can see that. saging myself and saging all of us here. This is good South Dakota sage that my friend and mentor, Fred Corbett, going all the way down your body, he brought this back to me from the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation. And speaking of Fred Corbett, he is the leader of the First Friday Drum Circle here in Evansville at the Unitarian Church. And since we're all kind of experiencing this new situation, he's been doing virtual drum circles. And he has committed to doing every Friday night at 7 p.m. Central, 8 Eastern. And I know he did one last night. I got to tune in, and it was very emotional. It was very rich and emotional. And he is one of my teachers and mentors, and I love him dearly. So I'm going to keep tuning in on Friday nights. So that's on the First Friday Drum Circle page. Hello, Miss Kelly. And hello, everyone who's tuning in tonight. If you're just on here, just a quick message that Chris and I were on together. Our plan was to go live through Be Live and both of us on and share in this drumming, and she was going to share her beautiful sacred drum that she got in South Dakota. But we were having technical difficulties, and so therefore I just had to come on live. It wouldn't even let me go live on the computer. I had to go on my phone. So our backup plan B, didn't quite mesh up. But we are here, we're smudged, we are ready to drum. And the whole idea for tonight, this is what I understand, so you can correct me in the comments. It might take a couple seconds for them to pop up for me. Hello, Miss Neshi. Miss Neshi is here. She is my dear friend and producer and mentor for Star Nations. Neshi is here. Good evening, dear. I just totally lost it. What was I saying? Oh, yes. Need to give a shout out to, I understand, Janice L. and Eve were the ones who had the idea for doing an online, virtual circle tonight for all of us to get together and drum our prayers. So that's what I understand, and you can correct me if I need to make any updates for that. Look at this, sage is still going. It's good stuff. So let's get to some drumming. I'm going to grab my drum right over here. This drum is a buffalo drum. It's 15-inch. I'm going to scoot myself back. And it was made by Yvette Neshi-Lokotz. She is there in the comment stream. Hello, Carol. Hello, Dodie. Hello, Eve. Yes. So my buffalo drum was a handmade drum by Yvette Neshi-Lokotz. She is a sacred drum maker from Wisconsin. And my mallet, my drum mallet, my striker, is maple wood. Maple wood brings a sweetness, or reminds you of a sweetness in life. And so this first drum round, while we are inside and while we are doing our social distancing and our schedules have changed quite a bit. Maybe your kids are home all the time and your spouse is home all the time and you're working from home, or you're maybe not working right now. I would like to drum in some sweetness with my maple drum mallet. Yay, drumstick. And Neshi's saying that her buffalo drum is there ready to do some drumming. So let's drum in some sweetness and even giving thanks for the sweetness of life that we do have. So together, a deep breath in and exhale, and we can drum together with just a unison drum beat. It's a shamanic way of drumming. And so just a steady drum beat together. And then when we feel that the prayer is prayed out, prayed up, prayed through, then you'll notice me speed up the drum beat, and then 5 distinct final beats that it's called the callback beats. Because when we are drumming, it drums all through the bodies, all of our bodies. And we can have experiences. We can see things and hear things and feel things. And so those callback beats are saying, okay, prayer is prayed. It's time to come back into our realm here. It's time to come back to the now. So let's go ahead and drum together, drum the prayer for sweetness. Ooh. I'm going to grab a drink of water. I had an interesting experience with that. Did you out there see or feel or have an experience that you would like to share? That drumming just drums right through your cells, from the tip top of your head all the way down to your feet. And we'll take a minute to, we smudged. Let's take a minute to center ourselves to understand our belonging to the earth. And allowing our angels, ancestors, and allies in spirit to come in and commune with us here, setting a sacred container for sacred drumming, for making a joyful noise. And so calling in a beautiful container from the east, the place of new light and new life. From the south, building that container from our mastery of our spiritual lessons and using our spiritual gifts down here on the earth plane. And calling in our sacred container from the direction of the west, the direction of sensing, where the natural world and the spirit world meet. That place of the veils, the place where healing can happen and magic lives. And also calling in our sacred container from the direction of the north, the direction of the ancestors, those who have gone before, who have given us the wisdom, who have given us the sacred tools such as the drum, who have given us knowledge of our gifts that we can use on the earth plane, even during these trying times, such as social distancing. You know, it was really strange today. I went to a store. I had to get out and get a few things. I went to a store that I normally go to, but they have started limiting the number of people in the store at one time based on square footage is what I understand. And so there was a line outside that only 20 people were allowed in the store at a time. So one goes in and you have to wait for somebody to come out, back and forth that way. And so I didn't have to wait long, but it was just a strange sensation. It's like, oh, we really have some changes in our world. And when we were drumming in for the sweetness of life, I really felt like I was in the middle of the Amazon jungle. And I was surrounded by drummers. I was surrounded by holy people. I was surrounded by the shamans and the sacred ones, the ones who see between the veils. And it really felt like being bathed in the sound of the drums, more than one drum. It's just me sitting here in my studio area with this beautiful handmade drum, but it felt to me that I was in the middle of a container of sacred sound, of sacred drums. So I wonder what you experienced during that. And if we have some prayer requests to drum our prayers, to drum our intentions, to share within our homes, within our communities, within our neighborhoods, the prayers that we would like to pray today. I'm going to invite you to do two things. To get some water. So if you need to get some water, I invite you to do so. Because when we drum, we are drumming all of our organs and cells, all of our innards. And sometimes we drum loose things that are ready to be let go. And the best way to, in my opinion, the best way to allow them to go is through flushing them with water, allowing them to be processed out through our kidneys and heading on down the road, so to speak. So that is the first thing I'm going to invite you to do. The next thing I'm going to invite you to do is, when Chris and I had talked about doing this, she invited all of us in the email to bring a crystal with us. Bringing a crystal that is special. To have a special blessing of a crystal. And that crystal is going to crystallize our intention of the good things that we want to really bring forth. And I love what Neshi is saying here in the chat room. She says, I drummed my gratitude for my sacred and sweet life. The name of my property is La Vida Dulce, the sweet life. So I felt the land guardian with me, with us as we drummed. So sweet. That's beautiful, Neshi. Thank you. So do you have your crystal? I'm going to reach around behind the camera and grab mine. And when you have your crystal, mine is a lovely little quartz crystal. I'm going to try to bring that back so it focuses a little bit more. It's like, it looks like a tiny castle that's got 3 spires on it. Little quartz crystal. This is from Arkansas. It was mined by a friend of mine named Kim Lowerman. She and her family go down to harvest those lovely crystals, those allies of the earth. And she went on a trip in October to the crystal mine in Arkansas. So this comes from Arkansas, this lovely piece. That's my special crystal. So I'm going to put it in front of me. So it's down here underneath the camera. But I'm going to put it in front of me. And in this round of drumming, if you have your crystals handy, or those who maybe didn't know about our drumming who are joining us from Star Nations, Neshi and Rochelle are joining us from Star Nations. If you would like to grab one of your favorite crystals and using the energy of the drum and our intention of our hearts to place in our crystals more sweetness of life, more intentions for bringing in the best smells, the best food, the best ideas, the best feelings, the best health, the best of whatever the bests are that really make you feel alive and luscious and jazzy and just like you want to burst from the seams. You're so happy. Okay? So let's drum those kinds of intentions into our crystal friends. And so as you are drumming, really imagine in your heart, if you would, that the energy of the drums and those prayers for the drums are, sound waves right into those crystals, so that when the drum prayer is concluded, that song is recorded in your crystal so that you can hear it anytime. Okay? So it's like we're going to make our own happy soundtrack. And speaking of happy, Neshi, you posted earlier about Pharrell Williams' happy song, that happy, clap your hands, all that kind of good stuff. So you're going to record your soundtrack, your intentions into your crystal with drumming. So again, we're going to keep a steady unison beat. And then when the prayer is concluded, I'll speed up noticeably, and then 5 distinct beats to finish it out, okay? So deep breath in. And let's drum our intentions. What a beautiful song to be recorded in your crystal that you can have with you and keep with you. How are we doing on time? Okay, we're good on time. We're good on time. I want to thank Neshi. She has added a prayer request here in our chat, and we are welcome to add any comments in the chat. I can only see about 2 comments at a time on my phone here, but I would love to see comments and share them. Neshi is offering an intention for a prayer for all of the medical staff around the world, thanking them, sending love to them, giving them some relief, because some of them are working just extra over-the-top shifts so they can help all of the people affected with this current situation. I'm not even going to say it, but I'm just going to say current situation. I think we know. And so we want to also send angels to those medical staff, the doctors, the nurses, the medical helpers, the technicians, even those who are in charge of cleaning the hospitals and the doctors' offices, sending them angels to assist them for their highest good. I love that intention. So really sending out some good, positive intentions. And thank you, Denise. She's saying, I felt a clearing in love with that drumming. Awesome. Awesome. So if you would join me in a round to send positive healing prayers to the medical staff around the world to assist them for their highest good, sending angels, sending some relief for them. Okay, let's drum together for the doctors and nurses and the medical staff, all of them together. And there's my dear Chris in there. Thank you for joining us, Chris. And I'm so sorry that we didn't get everything up and running for us both to be on tonight. But I did share with the group that our goal is to do this again and have both of us on, and because we really would like to share the energy of your brand new drum, Chris. It's gorgeous. I heard its voice. It is just amazing, and it will be an amazing offering to have that make a joyful noise. Joyful noise. So for all those doctors and nurses and medical staff and helpers and those who clean the facilities and keep all of the medical equipment working as it should, so those technicians who work on the machines and all of those support people who are keeping the hospitals running and the doctors' offices running and all of those. So praying for them. The whole idea behind tonight was the Song of Awakening. Yes. Chris is saying that she is here with all of us. So she is here in the chat room, and I love that. So thank you for being here with us. And our idea tonight is the Song of Awakening. So what does that mean? Hi, Amy Daniels. Thanks for joining us. She's another one of our Star Nations people. I love it. Have so many people from our tribe, from our Star Nations community, from around the world. We are connected from folks around the world tonight to drum our prayers, the Song of Awakening. So why the Song of Awakening? Well, the idea that this is in the liturgical calendar, this is Holy Saturday. So as Holy Saturday, we understand that in the biblical tradition, the story of Jesus Christo, Jesus the Christ, who was crucified on Friday, and nobody knew. They thought, that's it. So the Saturday of that, time must have been a real down time. Because maybe for some of his followers and people of that time, they didn't know what to expect. They thought, well, that's it. But we know from the story, from the holy stories, that it's not the end, but it's in between the change and the awakening. So if we could kind of think of that time, this time that we're in, energetically and physically, because this is literally Holy Saturday, kind of like the caterpillar spinning itself up in the cocoon. And this time right now is the caterpillar in the cocoon. And when he's in the cocoon, that whole caterpillar just breaks down, and his big fat body and hundreds of legs all dissolves. And he's completely remade into long and lithe and new appendages. These wings that he's never had before. Completely changed. So in this time we can be completely changed, but maybe we're in a cocoon that we don't know exactly what's going to happen yet. We don't have all the answers yet. In this time of challenge, and even today as Holy Saturday, we're in a change. How are we going to come out? What are we going to look like? What are we going to sound like? What are we going to feel like? What are we going to do? You know, I've been thinking a lot about that lately for myself of, okay, when we're all cleared to go gallivanting about like we want to, go to the store, go to the mall, go to the movies with friends, be part of sports teams, go to concerts, I don't know, gather for the fireworks. When we're cleared to go on and meet with everybody face to face, what are our habits going to be then? How am I going to act? How am I going to embrace my own healing time that I've done a lot of doing the social distancing? I'm doing a lot of personal work. How am I going to balance that with being out in the world? So trying to bring this back around to a drumming meditation, a drumming prayer. I'm going to invite you to think about what would it mean if you are like a caterpillar in a cocoon right now. You're going to be a butterfly, but we're not quite there yet. Something great is happening now, but we're not seeing the final picture yet. So how can we mix anticipation and love and compassion and a dynamic sense of growth with curiosity and willingness to be open to, okay, I may not have all of those legs anymore as a caterpillar. I may have these beautiful wings. But relaxing into the, I don't know what it's going to look like. But whatever it'll be good. It'll be for my highest good. Chris is saying, good thing. Mother Earth is healing and things are only going to get better on higher vibrations. I believe so. I believe that. I believe that this time of us sheltering in place and social distancing and really kind of working on ourselves and our own households is kind of like being in a cocoon. And when we emerge, we're going to be beautiful butterflies. And we get to help dream in those changes. And Chris is saying we can live with love and kindness from now on. I love that. So let's practice some love and kindness for ourselves right now as we drum in this anticipation and readiness and willingness to become all that we can be in a sacred container of love that our spiritual team is helping us with. How about that? All right. Together, let's drum. Chris is saying, living with love and kindness from now on. And Neshi says, yes, let's drum for living with love and kindness. Let's see how we're doing on time. Okay. Because I said I was going to be very respectful of your time, I think this is going to be our last round for this evening. And again, Chris and I are going to work together so that we can come back on and share some more beautiful drum prayers with all of you. Thank you, Kimberly. She says, beautiful. Kimberly is one of our friends from across the pond, as we would say. So thank you for joining us. It's middle of the afternoon, isn't it, for you? Or maybe between morning and afternoon. Is it? What time is it for you, Kimberly? Oh, our last drum round. Speaking of living with love and kindness, this is what I would like to end with, I think. And it's the idea of praying for someone and sending a very special intention for someone. So I'm going to invite you to think of a person that that you can pray for. Just shower them with goodness, with love and kindness and blessings, and ask the angels to surround them, just like we prayed for the nurses and the doctors and the healing staff and the technicians who take care of the equipment and even the ones who clean the hospitals and the doctors' offices. I'm going to invite you to think of one special person and drum your prayers for that person, sending some sacred healing medicine for that person. I've got some comments here in the chat room I want to say. Kimberly says it's nighttime and she's still up. Awesome. Carol Hahnemann, my dear friend and fellow astrologer, she is saying, Edgar Casey says we can transmute karma by practicing the fruits of the spirit. Love, kindness, patience. What are the other fruits of the spirit? I love that. Thank you. Amy Daniel says, thank you again. I enjoyed being able to play my new drum with others for the first time here tonight. That is so beautiful. Thank you for allowing us to be part of your drumming circle, Amy. And you are quite welcome, Carol. Oh, yes. Neshi is going to be drumming for our friend Mervyn Kelly. He is across the pond as well. His mom passed away. She was an older lady, and he had been caring for her. So Neshi is going to be focusing on drumming some special prayers for Mervyn Kelly, one of our Star Nations show hosts, as his mom walked on or walked west. She passed away. I'm going to drum some special prayers as well. I'm going to keep the intention in my heart, but my thoughts and my heart are going to match in the beat. And as I'm sending my drum prayer out, I'm going to just envision that the song is wrapping right around this person, making like a big, beautiful musical swooping all around that person in a gentle, positive, loving, kind, supportive, joyful way. And so we can do that for someone. Or maybe that someone is you. Maybe that someone who really needs to be surrounded by drum prayers tonight is you. Please drum for yourself if that needs to be you. You know. So we are going to complete our drum prayers together with drumming for someone. All right. Together now. Deep breath in. And here we go. Doesn't that feel good to send your prayers to someone? Thank you all for joining us tonight, and thank you for understanding about the technical difficulties that we were having, and for being patient, and for coming on and drumming with us and drumming your prayers. Really appreciate that. And again, Chris and I are going to work this out so that we can both be sharing with you and talking with you and making a joyful noise together and praying our drum prayers together. Chris is saying, tell everyone that Doris and she send their love, and please stay safe and healthy. Yes, stay safe and healthy. And what do I want to say as a final thought? I don't know. I'm going to remember the song that has been drummed into my crystal, and I'm going to keep it very close to me. Because I have this feeling that the song that was drummed into my crystal is going to evolve over time. Just like the first time you hear a song and it's like a real catchy tune and you're like, what are those lyrics again? I gotta hear it. I gotta hear it to really get it down and get it inside of you. And then, not too long, it's just, oh, you're able to sing all of the lyrics. So I feel like it's going to be unfolding that way for my song. Amy says, please let me know when you'll be holding this again. Absolutely. We will definitely invite our Star Nations family and friends to be part of this. It is really a global community and a global intention to drum our sacred prayers. And so just to share one last thing with all of you is a prayer of gratitude. I used to do this on Mondays. It was called Monday Metta, but I'm going to end with a Metta prayer. Some of you may know this. It's a Buddhist tradition of a prayer of loving kindness. Metta means loving kindness, so it's praying loving kindness intentions. And it's also living that way. So metta is a prayer and it's also an action. So it's praying in action. And the way that you pray metta is to pray for yourself, these loving kindness ideas, and then pray for you, for someone, and then to pray for all. It's a meditation in understanding that we are important, you are important, and everyone is important. I think sometimes it's easier to pray for someone you don't know, for out there, the world, for humanity, than it is to pray for someone specifically that you know, and then to pray for yourself, because we're our own worst critics, right? We know all of the not so nice thoughts that we have and the bad habits and all of those good sorts of things, but we are part of the humanity. So metta it's a short prayer, but if you can pray it in your heart with me, starting with I. May I be at peace. May I be safe. May I be happy. May I be free. Now we can turn that around and pray for another person. May you be at peace. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be free. And finally, for all of humanity, may all be at peace. May all be safe. May all be happy. May all be free. May it be so. Thank you all for joining me this evening and drumming your beautiful prayers. May all of us be safe and happy and really embracing loving kindness for ourselves and others. Good night.